welcome to the Triple Dub Podcast, the weekly podcast talking all things trainers, sneakers, kicks, craps, whatever you call them, wherever you are in the world. My name is Scott, and with me, as they are, I'd say every single week, we've missed a couple of weeks, apologies, but Erkin, Prozech, how are we?
Good, man. I don't know if you guys can hear some background noise, but currently in Spain, you know.
You're in the middle of a party.
Yeah, honestly. But yeah, I just wanted to... Casa del Broski. But yeah, just came over here to rub it in Atletico Madrid's face, to be honest. But I'll joke. I'm not going to go there.
When are you going to Paris then?
After the Champions League final, to be honest. But we'll see.
Yeah. I feel like I need to. Obviously, we missed a couple of weeks. One being, unfortunately, my health is still not 100%, and the next week was because Prozech was doing some extra praying, and to be fair, it works.
He went upstairs, heard the prayer still.
Oh yes,
turned it around, didn't he? Man, thank God, man, because we needed it, bro. We're living on the wing and the prayer, bro. But shout out to Peppa Pig, man. She saved our bacon, bro.
Honestly, the fact that you put the reel out, taking the piss, and ever since then,
I'm gonna delete it.
She's been our most consistent signing of this season.
It's amazing.
She's never let us down, respectfully. So yeah, shout out to the Zerbi as well, man. He's been doing his thing, man. Yeah, no, the situation looked bleak to say the least.
Yeah.
He's turned it around somewhat, man. We just need, and I sent a voice note to the GC this week, man. And I just wanted to speak to Erkin directly because I didn't want it to get misconstrued. You get me? Because the thing about Arsenal supporters, especially, is they can fly off the handle and start getting focused on all these different things. You know, people are talking about quadruples now. We're in the business end of the season. I needed him to reel it in, but I needed him to focus because on this weekend, something very interesting is happening, and it doesn't happen very often, right? His interests as an Arsenal supporter and my interest as a Tottenham supporter have aligned, right? We are not involved. It is Arsenal versus West Ham, and West Ham are our relegation rivals. You get me? We need Arsenal to do the job, right? Do the job. Focus up. Don't muck about. Don't faff around, right? Get the job done. Send them on their way, and we can have a nice North London derby next season. You get me? Yeah.
I'll say this,
and I believe in you, man.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you. It means
I
a lot
reckon you can
from a
do
Spurs
it.
fan.
Don't flop me, Erkin, please.
Scott's like, I hope they both mess up. I want Tottenham to go down. I want Arsenal to leave the league.
The thing is, I said this in the group chat. It's just funny, and the thing is, I've got a soft spot for Spurs. I don't really want Spurs to go down, but to see a club of that size get it's one of them that we will tell our kids about and our grandkids. We can say we've survived the pandemic, we've survived the World War, and we've seen Spurs get relegated. Like, it's just one of them.
And we couldn't survive relegation. It'd be madness. It would be madness. It'd just be everything that anyone would talk about. Like, and then the added pressure of us going to the Championship and being everyone's Champions League final every week. Right? People literally playing out of their skin against us at home where we struggle anyway. Like, it would just be a madness, right? And we're just not built for that. Our club is not strong enough mentally or financially.
So all the players will leave, bro.
This is it. We would just have a terrible team and we'd be in the second tier, and it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't work at all. We can't do that.
Yeah,
for sure.
There's some weird permutations going on with all this. I mean, as a weird example of what you just said, like, so my rugby club, Worcester Warriors, is a Premiership level rugby club. It's got the stadium. It's got one of the biggest stadiums in the country for rugby. All of these type of things, and the club folded, went into administration, disappeared off the face of the earth for years, and then came back in the Championship. Now, normally, you go to play to the rugby clubs in the Championship, and it's literally like a Sunday league field. That's what they're playing on. And then they rock up to Worcester, and it's a stadium, 16,000 seat stadium. It's bigger than Bournemouth's, right? And every team sees Worcester and goes, "That's our final." And they play like no one else in that league does every time. And they've kind of they've done well, but they haven't done as well as they probably could have done.
Yeah.
But everyone just goes up to it.
It's just for a fact we go down and all these like Lincolns and all these other teams, it's gonna be like rubbing their hands, looking for a payday. They absolutely love it, like, and we just can't give it to them. But to be fair, it wasn't looking like we had much of a choice, respectfully, because of the way we were playing. I've just seen a bit of a turnaround in terms of how we're playing, which gives me the confidence. Like the Aston Villa, no matter how much they talk about Aston Villa and how much they had a depleted squad or changed squad, we've been playing with a depleted squad essentially for the whole season. So I don't feel sorry for Aston Villa. I think what they did made sense.
It'd be interesting to see what Villa do now if they rest players and focus on.
I would. They're gonna get Champions League. They could Champions League at Cantor, bro.
There's some weird permutation, like some weird situation that, like, I think it's like Brentford or Bournemouth, one of them, like last game of the season, it might actually be better for them if they lose, because if they lose and get sixth and Villa get fifth, they get Champions League.
There's another space because they'll get it through the Europa League.
Yeah. But if Bournemouth is something like or it's one of them, Bournemouth or Brentford, but if they get sixth, or if Villa get higher and they get fourth, because Villa have to get fifth, and it's like if Villa get fourth and then win, they don't get the space. So it's one of the weird ones where Bournemouth and Brentford, it's actually better if they lose to some of these teams to make sure Villa get fifth.
Talk about better if you lose. I've heard, and I put it in the group chat, I've heard that Eze had a clause in the deal between him and Crystal Palace that said that if Crystal Palace, if in this season, right, Arsenal win the league, Crystal Palace get a £10 million bonus.
Yeah.
Guess who they're playing last game of the season?
They saw the fixture list and went, "We're putting that in there."
That is crazy.
Surely they can't have that in there. Surely.
I can't.
Yeah, that seems a bit match fixy. I can't lie. Especially the way the fixtures have gone.
That is so wild to me, bro. Like £10 million to Crystal Palace's bag. That is a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
It would make sense though. I'm sure Elise had something similar with Champions League or the Bundesliga.
A lot of them do. A lot of them have bits in the contract that are. It's like when Martial came from Monaco to United. It was like if we won the Champions League, we paid Monaco X amount of money. If we won the league, we paid X amount of money. So it was like everyone was going, "Oh, you paid 80 mil." It's like, no, we paid 30, but there's all these bolt-ons
with add-ons,
that get there. So it's probably something like that, which probably is on there, but it's still.
Wow,
that is so crazy.
Because by that time they would have already played the Conference League final, so they'll know where they land. Although they are only 43 points, they are only on 43 points, and if they keep on losing, they could get dragged in. That being said, though, they'll probably be safe because they're a decent side. They'll probably be safe. If that last game of the season they just give it up to Arsenal, that's actually hilarious. But the thing is, Man City can't complain because Man City have got the dirtiest hands in the game. It's not like Man City can go to the Premier League and be like, "Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair."
Getting charged, bro, for this 150
this is madness,
charges.
bro.
It's been going on for 2 seasons now, bro.
I'm not even being funny. Between their charges and Chelsea's, Tottenham might slightly pick up a league, because we were second one of them years. I mean, between us lot, between Tottenham and Arsenal, we should be picking. And even Man United as well. All of us were second at some point.
He gets a trophy.
Yeah. All of us were second at some point. We should be picking up a league of these.
We should have got too. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of this, we're the football chat and people are going, "Oh, sorry." The Adidas advert that dropped this week. Because we've spoken quite a few times about the old football adverts dropping, and Adidas have gone full. They've gone.
Heard you.
Hold up here. Let's bring in the Hollywood movie star. Let's bring in the biggest streaming artist in the world. Let's bring in the greatest football player to potentially ever play the game. Let's bring in Zidane, Ronaldo, you know, kind of all Ronaldo, what I'm talking about, Zidane, Del Piero, Lamal, Bellingham, you name it, just bringing them in. Trinity Rodman, who I saw her and went, I keep forgetting you're Dennis Rodman's daughter. Like,
Crazy,
just completely throws me because he's a
So
madman.
wild. Yeah.
But what an advert. 5 minutes of chef's kiss.
Literally a movie. Like the cast alone, but you can have all the cast, but it's how you, like what you do with them. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, even that moment in the car, that little moment with Bellingham and Yamal, and then Timothy just looks back like, just like, bro, the whole little altercation was just jokes, man. Yeah, they smashed it.
Because someone sent me it when it immediately came out, and they were like, "Have you seen this?" And we were talking about obviously the old adverts, the old Nike adverts and stuff. We said, actually, if Nike tried to do an advert now, who would they put in their advert?
That's a good question. Erling Haaland would be front and center. Yeah, Haaland,
Mbappe.
Vinny,
is he a Nike athlete?
Didn't he move though? I think he had dramas.
Maybe no, but he's part of the Brazil thing. So I think he must.
The Brazil, yeah, but like Rafinha's obviously Brazil, and he's with Adidas.
He's Adidas as well.
Neymar.
Rafinha isn't in the promotional stuff. It's only like it was like Marquinhos.
Rafinha's in the Adidas advert.
No, he's in the Adidas one. He's not in the Nike Brazil stuff, the Jordan Brazil stuff. It's only like Marquinhos, Vinny, and some of the other guys.
I was like, we were trying to figure out who they could put in, because in the advert, you know, obviously at one point they're bouncing around, and you've got like Pedri, Rafinha, like Florian Wirtz, all of these, and you're like, this feels. They're not even players that are there like would be that fussed about seeing that, but when they were calling them, I was like, this is it. This is what I want. This is it. So it felt nostalgic. Being nostalgic.
I reckon Nike could do a decent advert. It's just obviously them.
I just don't know who you put in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think also they're clearly not focused on like. They're not focused on sort of engaging with the community in these ways anymore for some reason.
No,
like if it's not directly associated with selling a product, like they're not in it for just creating bars or creating moments anymore. They seem like if it's not directly associated with like selling something, they're not really interested in doing it, which is a shame, because obviously like back in the day, man, Yoga Benito and all of these different his names, like the I don't remember what the Scorpion Cage or whatever it was called as well. The one with Eric Hanna, Edgar Davids and all these, man. Like it was like those were so elite, bro. Yeah. Those are so elite. But like Adidas had a few of those as well. Like it was just like they could probably do a decent job, but it's just whether they'd even be able to create a decent narrative.
Thierry Henry down the hallway.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
There's so much good stuff.
What was that one? Was it that one with Brazil and then Portugal?
Yes.
Remember that one?
Yes.
And then I think Brazil in the tunnel and everything, like that whole thing was mad. But do you know what? How I know we're always talking about analogies and comparisons, but it's kind of like Marvel versus DC. You know how DC once upon a time were battling with Marvel, obviously Superman, Batman, all that, yeah. And now Marvel's taken over. It feels like that with Adidas. Because Adidas marketing, you know, even whoever they've got signed to them, it's just, bro, they've blown Nike out of the water. I think Nike's just admitted defeat in that sense and thought, you know what, whoever's going to wear it's going to wear it. Whoever's going to be sponsored, it's cool. And we'll just see what happens.
You think, like, at the moment, you've got obviously in the football world, you know, they've got the World Cup ball. You know, they're doing that. They've obviously got loads of World Cup kits, really good kits. You've got this advert, which feels amazing. And then even if you think like recently, you had the London Marathon. What 2 shoes did the winners wear? The new Adidas running shoe. So like they are killing it in these things. And I find it interesting. And it's a lovely little segue into kind of recent pickups, because Prozech, you've picked up some absolutely beautiful Nike football boots.
Yes.
That nobody gives a shit about.
It's crazy, right?
So like, mad. It's bonkers. Yeah,
it's actually wild, man. Because I was thinking, like, obviously, what we're talking about is the Pata. I don't even know what the proper name of these are, man. They're so like I think they're the mercurial vapors. Mercurial vapors, but they're pattern release with Nike on the mercurial vapors. Elite 16 elite firm grounds. Like very, very cool shoe. Like a little sort of iridescent, sort of pearlescent sole plate on the shoe. Firm grounds, as I say, so they're molds. Upper, they've got like a Unite colorway, which is the black and the white shoe. So alternating colors there, and then they've got an aqua noise colorway as well. Like really, really just impeccable elite craftsmanship. Like, and I don't kick ball as much. I thought I'll pick them up just to sort of have them in hand and have a look and stuff like that. But like I was thinking, like I'd be seeing a lot more noise online, a lot more interest online. Zero, buddy. Like nobody's saying nothing about these kicks, man. And I know it's obviously these are football boots, so not many people are gonna be. I know I don't know. Is this a football boot? I'm not sure if this one counts as well, like last year's one. But I can't see many people walking around the streets with these on. But that being said, man, I'm not seeing anything about these kicks, man, which is a shame, man, because I think in terms of like execution, they're probably some of the best executed shoes that Nike have made in like ages.
They look good. Like, they look really good.
Very good. Very, very good.
Like like I said, I don't know about Sunday League players rocking them because some old geezer's coming and snapping you if he sees you wearing them. I remember buying a pair of Adidas. I can't remember. It was like it was like a really light football boot. It was like the lightest boot they'd done or something. I'm sure it was in the F50 line. And they had a pair in the sale. They were meant to be about 200 quid and they had them in the sale for 50, but they were like bright pink. And I was like, it's fine, I'll rock them. And I wore them. And this guy saw me and was like, bright pink, brand new, clean as
it was
day.
Like red pure ball.
He came in and stood up and literally ripped the whole half of the boot. Like it. So I turned him. I was there like, sorry, they've done. But yeah, red rag. Like I say, red rag to a ball. There was. He came in and he was like, I'm not having this.
Having that.
And that was
asking for it, Scott. He was asking for it. I can't.
Oh yeah, literally. Yeah, me playing on the wing, and he was just like, I'm having him. I'm out. Take him out. But yeah, I can imagine. Like say that I paid 50 quid for them. I don't mind. Those, don't think I'd really want anyone clattering me in them. I'd be tiptoeing around the football pitch.
Even on 7-a-side, bro, you'd be scared. Yeah, 245 is mad. But I mean, for shoes like elite football
standard
shoes,
to stay in it.
Yeah, for elite, I feel like it's standard. I feel like it's standard, but you have to be a decent player to actually make it make sense, man. Honestly, because you are like kicking the football, and the maddest thing of it is the most beautiful part is the sole plate, and that's the bit that goes in the mud and the dirt, and it's the bit that gets the most dirty. Like it's like, but I've never seen a more beautiful sole plate on a shoe. Like it is literally like it's got like it feels like it's a hologram almost.
I wonder with these boots though, like how good they are to play in, because it feels like an absolute no-brainer to get your athletes, like your premier athletes, to be playing in some of these boots. Like I know we saw Miles Lewis-Skelly wearing a pair of the Wales Bonner Adidas Predators, but you only saw him in like a game, 2 games. But like I said, it feels really obvious. Like if you've got these, like Mbappe, just wear a pair.
Yeah.
Like why not? I know there might be there's some things around it, but it does. Messi's not going to wear because he's got his own Messi line, etc. But it does feel like a bit. Why aren't you getting your players to play in these and market them? Because it kind of feels like a.
I think Doué wore them, didn't he? For PSG, I think Vinny was involved with the marketing. But you're right, Scott. There's been no like, oh my God, all these players. It's literally been drips and drabs of players wearing them. But whether it's a thing of Pat or just like, look, do what you can. Like the budget can only stretch so far in terms of what we can offer. In terms of marketing, Nike obviously want to put their money into it as well. But it's one of them things where it might be one of them. Look back at and you look and you see it might be one of them cult classic shoes. You know, you see back in the day the R10 Tiempos, like there were a couple like wowzers. Obviously the Predator Bait ones as well recently. They're going to go down the same. Like not many people were wearing them, but they were loved.
surely like Virgil van Dijk would be an obvious pick. He's a Nike athlete. He's Dutch. He's been part of the Pata campaigns.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah.
Surely
Literally.
just put him in a pair of them and let him go and clean some people out.
I mean, I did see, and the thing is, obviously, we're still. I mean, we're recording this on a Friday, so we haven't seen any football this weekend. But I've seen some of the marketing with Marcus Rashford, so I'm assuming he might wear them in a La Liga match.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, I feel like yeah, I actually think you're absolutely right in terms of Virgil van Dijk. That's a kind of a no-brainer.
Makes sense, yeah.
But it might not be. It's one of those ones where like Nike obviously have various different types of football boot, and
he's Tiempo, isn't he? I think he's the Tiempo guy.
Yeah, this is it. He might be a Tiempo guy, and this is a Mercurial, so
he was. Sorry, lads, he was involved in the Pata Air Max 1 clothing campaign.
Was,
the Kingsley shirt.
Yeah,
100%. Seems obvious.
Do you know a player that might make sense for this? Mickey van der Ven, because I think he does wear Mercurials.
And all the man does is run, so of course he is.
Yeah, and he's a Dutch guy as well, so it's got to be one of the Dutch guys that makes sense.
But yeah, I just thought the advert great, and like I say, I think something that Nike is falling behind in quite massively. But I know Prozech, you seem to have had a few pickups. What else has been coming out of your little shopping bag these days?
So in terms of the shopping bag, I did. What's his name? So managed to pick up. This happened in the last 2 weeks. We might as well talk about it. So I did pick up a shout out to Offspring. I did pick up the Virgils, the VAAs. So that's done. We're good with that now. You get me? We managed to pick that up on the redrop. Then I've also managed to pick up a couple of Adidas's. I feel like I'm forgetting something. A couple of Adidas's, but hold on, don't get Scotty's getting excited. Hold on. Oh, okay. This is something else I picked up. So before I get into that Adidas, one shoe that sort of is about really about the youth and people that are sort of from a similar vintage to me will remember this year. When I was in uni, Reebok and Ice Cream brought out a shoe that was closely associated with Pharrell. The board flips, man. The board flips are nostalgia. Talking about Nigo. Yeah, talking about Nigo's obviously got his exhibition and he's dropping his Air Force One, but like his association with Pharrell and the board flips at Reebok, like, and they re-released the watermelon joints.
Yeah,
bro. Like, and I believe the banana splits are also coming out, and there's a few more colorways coming out. So Reebok having a little bit of a resurgence, broski. So like, I'm a big fan of that shoe.
You see those? Was it Sneaker Politics Reeboks?
So
the water color, water changing ones.
Yes, yeah.
They look really good. Yeah, and then obviously the Brain Deads that they've done with the eerily familiar gradient phase on them.
Obviously the bag is increasing every day. Shout out to everyone that needs a shout out, bro.
Wonder who was on their mood board. Just throwing that out there.
Sometimes it's just but like, the couple of ideas. So I did say, because I'm not like Erkin, man. I'm open-minded, bro. So I did say, that this year I was definitely going to pick up like a pair of Adidas, and like my wife has got a pair of Gazelles. My daughter's got Sambas. She's got like other Adidas shoes as well. Like, I've got a lot of people in my family and people around me with the Specials. I was like, you know what? Let me get some Specials. But I also have a soft spot for the BWs, right? Because I feel like that shoe, like low key, like very, very clean shoe. So I got the same shoe essentially. It's the black with the gum sole on both. I actually ended up getting the wrong size on the Special, so I'm gonna get the 12 and a half there. But the BWs.
Just clarify, the Adidas Army BWs, not the Nike
Adidas,
BWs.
Not the Nike.
No,
Not the Nike BWs. That's Adidas Army BWs. Yeah. Army BWs. Because
I'm locking off.
It was getting expensive. I was getting excited. No. We're still in the Adidas realm, bro. It's just the same. But no, honestly, like
beautiful shoe.
Unbelievable shoe. Like the type of shoe, like with the type of suppleness on that level, I have not felt the softness and suppleness on a level. Just putting my foot directly in the shoe and feeling complete comfort straight away. Right. And I'm like, wow, this is how it should always be. And like, what have I been doing? Messing around with these Nike lot. You get me, man? Literally a full size bigger in that shoe just to try and seek 5-10% more foot out of the shoe, and I just get my size in it.
Listen, hold on a minute.
And it actually feels great. It feels home.
Don't forget where you came from, bro. All the Air Max, all the Jordans, yeah. 100%. Don't forget the memories.
But this is the madness, yeah. And I was saying this in the group, yeah. I was like, if I believe, yeah, personally, I think this is what Nike rely on heavily. Nike they had elite storytelling, right? So much so that like we grew up literally sort of like looking at these shoes aspirationally and wanting to have the Air Maxes and the Jordans and all of these different things. So it's like obviously they lean so heavily on that now without necessarily telling new stories. And it's like Adidas don't necessarily have the same level of storytelling, in my opinion, with regards to the heritage models, but as sort of Scotty rightly pointed out, they're telling new stories, like, and it's legit. They're telling new stories and they're connecting, and I vibe with that. So I did say I was going to pick up a pair, and that shoe to me, and to be fair, that shoe is actually funny because it's the only sort of Adidas shoe that literally has no Adidas branding on the shoe. It's like you could easily think it was a Margiela. I think Margiela did the same shoe. Right? Yeah. I think they stole that shit. They made a replica version of that shoe. It's easily. But the toe box is a special, like Samba type, Gazelle type toe box. You can tell from there. But the shoe is fantastic. It's impactful.
They're good, and they've had some really good collabs. And I think the storytelling bit is one of them where, as I said before, like the storytelling has been good. We've also had some terrible stories, but at the moment the story is this shoe was really good 30 years ago. Please still buy it now. Or by the way, bricks. They're the two stories. There isn't really anything else at the moment. And Adidas do tell stories, but they tell stories that, if you've been into Adidas for a long time, you'll understand, which isn't loads of people. So, they don't land like they do. Like Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. When we're telling stories about Jordan brand, which to be fair is where a lot of the stories come from, is generally like Jordan brand stories. It's Jordan, it's Michael Jordan, it's what's he done. There's SBs that are celebrating something that he's done. Something, we don't get too many stories about the 95 origin, or obviously Tinker Hatfield is again almost a celebrity in his own right, but Adidas doesn't have that as much. But like I said, we're getting like these football adverts and stuff that, if they keep going, will be the stories that we look back on, like a Jogo Bonito and all these type of things. So, yeah, they've, I think, like I say, it's good. And I think I've seen a couple of there's clearly a trend of come shopping with me, the new get ready with me, fucking hell. But people are going, I'm going to spend this amount of money in a store, and it's cool. And they can't spy any Nike shoes with the budget they've given themselves because they're all too expensive. Oh, I really like this shoe. Let's see the price. Oh, it's 20 quid over my budget. Right, it's 170 quid. Oh, let's look at this. Oh, this is 200 quid. Oh, let's look at this. Adidas shoes. I mean, like I said, a pair of BW Armies, what, 110?
Yeah, I think these ones were 130. And legitimately, they feel like they could be £250.
Yeah.
If I was getting this shoe from Nike, they'd be charging me 200 plus for this shoe.
I think because I showed a picture of the pink Apple 95s to my wife and said, what do you think of these? Just trying to see if she was going to approve if they ever weirdly came through the post, just somehow.
If you ever got your little bag.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just tell them, no, it's a hookup from Prozech. It's nothing. As long as it comes in a little bag, I get away with it. And And she was there like, yeah, they're quite nice, you know. And then she saw the price underneath and she went £175. She was like, are you mad? And I was there like, oh, like, mm. And the first thing she said was like, yeah, but you can get a pair of Adidas for way cheaper. Like, that's the first thing she said. And I'm there like, well, yeah, you're not wrong. Like, even really, you know, the actual Spezial range, which is generally higher quality, you know, better shoes to a degree, still way cheaper than that. Like, yeah, it's definitely at a point now where you're like, quality versus price. I'm not quite sure Nike is hitting that mark particularly well. So I say that there's still loads of shoes coming out this month that I'm still going to try and buy from Nike because
that's the hard bit, man.
Yeah, I know I was taking the piss, but I do really like bricks. If anyone didn't know, so if anyone, I'm both building a house, please. Yeah, and pink Travises. I love a pink shoe, so it's awful. But I dread. But I genuinely am thinking like, which kidney am I selling? Which site am I signing up to sell pictures of my feet? Like, which part of my house am I mortgaging? You know, what do I do? Like, because one of them, the brick after bricks are 22nd, Asics Hills are 23rd, Travis Scott Lowe's both pairs 29th. So I mean, let's do some quick maths. Brick by bricks are going to be what? 200,
200 minimum.
Yeah.
200. Travis is going to be 170.
You reckon it 170 or because I think the last ones were 145.
Were they 145 last time? I just assume they're all 170. But I only really look at highs though, to be fair. So I mean, yeah, but I mean that's already nearly 400 quid.
Yeah.
In 1 month as well. Like it's not like, because to be fair, April was all right. Like it probably one or two like people were interested in, but you could have just closed your eyes and not really bothered about it.
Yeah.
But this month it just feels like they are literally battering you with a stick. Like buy me, you need me.
Yeah. Because have you bought anything recently?
Yeah. Nah, not even for content, bro. Like I've kind of taken the route of revisiting shoes I've already reviewed. Like I call it retro reviews because I'm like, people want to talk about, say for instance, the 2020 pair of Air Max 90 infrareds, because we're still waiting for the 2026 version, but they want to see that pair still and see if that's worth it over the other pair. So I'm kind of taking that route even for content, but personal collection, bro, I thought about it the other day and I'm thinking, I've got everything I've wanted, bro. Like all the neon 95s, I mean, obviously 90 infrareds and classic Chicago Jordan 1s. And so I'm thinking, unless I'm in love with it, I'm like, I'm actually all right, man. Unless it's obviously, like I said, for content. But I think we're at a stage now, like you said, Scott, you could probably just wait it out and get the Apples, for example, both Apples, the 95s, on sale in a couple months' time. Because that's where we're at. Obviously, the Travis, the brick after bricks, that's a special case, and they don't come around too often. But as a sneakerhead, you kind of know what ones you can pick your battles with, man. But yeah, it's been a peaceful time right now. So let's see.
That's why he's on holidays.
Yeah.
He actually had some money.
For once, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But seeing as like say, we've transitioned on to talk about Nike anyway. Let's move on to the news. And funnily enough, it is revolving around Nike. So on that, I'm going to pass over to myself for this week's Shoes Round. Sneaker news. So, news this week was a bit of an interesting one. I had some kind of things loosely there, and then absolutely, just like from the heavens, Calf decided he wanted to post up on his story, and he posted up a screenshot from a LinkedIn account of a ex-Nike employee. Now, the Nike employee was saying, basically talking about sneakers, and how sneakers was a pivotal and dream part of her career. And in her words, it just died. The organization and the people behind sneakers were obliterated yesterday. And the post goes on to say about how they created the sneakers app. They worked to try and solve problems that no one in the industry was really tackling when it came out, trying to give a genuine voice to the customer and trying to really engage with culture, street sports, all these different things. In the post, which is interesting, they were saying that on a given Saturday morning, sometimes there would be 100 million users trying to get their hands on around 5K worth of stock. And yeah, supposedly Nike have let go of 30% of staff within the company, including those behind sneakers. Now, the sneakers app, I think when it launched it was a trailblazing app. It was an app that, created new ways of getting shoes. We think of obviously the raffle system, which they set up on the sneakers app, and obviously it had to adjust as people got more and more into it during the COVID bubble in particular. I remember, sneakers, I picked up pairs very easily. I'm thinking of like really high heat Jordan 1s, Jordan 3s. I got off-white Prestos on there, the triple white pair through them. My dunk collection at the time, diamond dunks through sneakers app. All of these on there. And then obviously, yeah, kind of interest gained during kind of grew during COVID, and yeah, hundreds million users for 5K worth of stock is insane. And yeah, I guess it shows that people were using sneakers as their only way of getting products. Obviously, it might not have been your best shout. People have a bit of a love-hate relationship with the app. Some people love it because they do quite well on it. Others hate it because they don't do very well on it. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle because I went for years of getting nothing and then got a nice little stream through for a bit and whatnot. But I find this really interesting that they're basically getting rid of all the staff behind it, because it used to be, and we've spoken about this, where you used to get all of these community events that would go on through the app. Sneakers Day in particular, you had community events, you had community live streams, you had these live streams about this is the new product that's come in and look at this, and kind of giving a bit of background. They used to have people on there that we knew within the community. I think of as Captures, who kind of was on there. Yeah, Will Stowe. FD appeared on there very briefly towards the end of the time of the live streams. And it feels like Nike has just gone, nah. And literally, Erkin, you said this earlier, we said it on the last episode with comments of them going, Nike just doesn't really care about the customer anymore. They don't really care about the consumer. And it kind of feels like them pulling the cord on sneakers. I mean, it's not going to close as an app. It's obviously still going to be running in some capacity, but what, I don't know. But it feels odd them giving up on the sneakers app and getting rid of the staff. I don't get it, basically. And I guess, is this the end of the sneakers app? Has the sneakers app actually been dead for a while? Like, I don't see many people saying, oh yeah, I've tried to get them through sneakers anymore. Like, it feels like people they'd lost a bit of hope with it anyway. You always try it, because why not? But yeah, I don't see too many people kind of moaning about it anymore, which I can only assume is because not many people are actually using it that much.
Yeah, I think you guys obviously, Eddie Wynn, yeah, one of the GOATs in terms of content creation, reviews and stuff. Even he made a video recently, and obviously US and UK are different with sneakers apps, but it's pretty much the same thing in what he says. Like, they are releasing GR Jordans and GR colorways to some sneakers on the sneakers app. So that was already a red flag, like, in terms of where the app was going. Like you said, Scott, and Prozech, you said it before, like, it was a moment in time. Like, Air Max Day was a thing on the app. There was Sneakers Day, Sneakers Day releases, exclusive drops only on the app if you watch the events, and Will Stowe was a big part of that. Like we said, but we kind of saw this coming, man. Like, there's not been a celebration for Air Max Day for at least, I'd say, a couple of years, like a proper one anyway. There weren't no sneakers day really last year, and I think the year before, if I'm not mistaken. I think the not undefeated, sorry, the 95, what were they called? The erosions. That was kind of like, look, this is what we're giving you. We're not going to make it a thing. It was a sneakers only release apparently, but you know, that was kind of like, we planned to do something, but we didn't do something, but still have the shoes. And I think that was kind of like the last straw in my head, that I was like, yeah, I think the way it's going, it's just going to be certain shoes on there and certain shoes on the Nike website or app. But in terms of community aspects and events, I don't see it being like how it was. And rightly so, to be fair, because it was COVID. That's all people were bothered about, shoes, collectibles. Now, people are into other stuff, more fashion and streetwear and obviously Pokemon and everything else. So I think they have to cut their losses somewhere. And obviously they're in a deficit, like Scott likes to remind us, in terms of where they're at financially. So I guess it might be a thing of three steps backwards, 1 step forward. Maybe it's temporary, I don't know. But for them to cut as many losses as they have in terms of staff, that's a big indicator, bro, where they want to take things in terms of releases and the app itself and everything else. But yeah, man, Prozech, what are you saying, bro? Because obviously I've not had the best of luck. I don't know if you have, but sneakers app, it's always kind of been more wishful than actually getting things. So I'm saying.
Yeah, the sneakers app's always been a bit of a toxic relationship for me. It's like the one you keep on going back to, but they just never claim you, bro. They never they don't rate or respect you, man. But for whatever reason, you just keep on going back for more and more punishment, man. And it was like, I've deleted the app in the past, I put it back on, and since deleting it and putting it I've done all sorts to try and sort of like make the odds like slightly more in my favor. But the truth of the matter is, like, that app is an op, and he can never truly ever be trusted. Like, everything that you actually want, more often than not, you're not gonna get. And anything else that you actually get, you'll find out quite quickly you never really wanted. So it's just one of them. It's just one of them things. That being said, though, it was a sort of, it did have its own discourse. Like, the Nike app had its own sort of like conversation, apart from Nike, apart from Jordan, apart from, like, the Nike app was a thing that we would talk about quite regularly. Just hits, how to use it, its functionality, ways in which you could improve your chances to cop on the app, what products were being sold on the app, and the ways, and like you kind of mentioned, obviously back in the day, like the ways in which Nike were actually engaging with the community via the app as well. Those are always pretty cool as well. Like, and I agree, like during lockdown, like some of the sort of like the bits that Will did, some of the bits that as Captures has done, and their sort of compatriots over on the other side of the pond and stuff like that, like those are massive for helping us sort of during that time, and building that connection to the brand. But the truth of the matter is, like, Will's left the brand. You don't really see as part of the brand anymore. That whole part of the sort of sneakers app has sort of fallen away, and its prominence is significantly reduced in terms of its engagement with the community. It slowly eroded away to the point where people don't refer to the sneakers app anymore in any real sort of
I forget about it, you know.
Strong. Yeah, and anything really sort of substantial or anything sort of worth anything, they don't really talk about it like we used to. Even in sort of like just in banter terms, like, it just doesn't come up. If you don't get it, you don't get it. There are other ways in which you can get the shoes more often than not. So yeah, man, it's definitely a shame. But like, when big businesses like Nike sort of lay off, these quite often and not are indications that sort of they are trying to redress sort of financial balances, headcounts, You get me? So I mean, there's multiple reasons why they do this, but obviously it's an indication of importance. If you're going to reduce your headcount by 30% in any one area, it means either that you're massively bloated or that you don't see much of a future in that area. And considering the amount of work that they were doing, I can't see them saying that they were massively bloated, just in my opinion. Also, the fact that they weren't really using the app to engage the community much. So I can't imagine them being like having loads and loads of people there. Like, it just didn't make sense. So I don't get it.
None of it makes sense to me, right? So one, the sneakers app was the thing that kind of differentiated Nike from other companies. You know, we wouldn't have an Adidas confirmed app if there wasn't a sneakers app.
Absolutely.
Like, they were playing catch up in trying to engage people in the same way that Nike was grasping people through the sneakers app. But what I can't get my head around, right, is Nike were doing amazingly. They were absolutely massive wave of momentum, dominating everything, you know, in every area, really. They were dominating the football, running, you know, sneakers, you know, casual, the lot. And then they decided, now we're going to shift. We're going to go direct to consumer. We're going to take our product out of the stores and go direct to you. Now, because of that, they ended up it was actually a bad move because they took all the product out of the stores. JD, for example, then have to go, okay, well, what other products are we going to put to fill the space? So other brands move in and go. Therefore, what are people doing? They're going into shops. That's where they're seeing product. They're not, you know, it's not unless you're like us and are sad and sit there scrolling through websites, you're not going to find all this product. But if your strategy is we're going direct to consumer, and your biggest or most impactful form of going direct to consumer is the sneakers app, why are you then going, let's get rid of it? Let's just not do anything to it. It doesn't, I just can't. And maybe it's because they're going, actually, we need to redress this and we need to, and I know in football they pulled back a lot of their contracts. It's why people like Harry Kane left to go to Skechers. Like, you know, you're doing something wrong if one of the greatest England strikers ever, especially of this generation, is leaving you to go to Skechers. Say that again, Skechers, right?
Oh my days.
You know something's gone wrong.
Massively
so
wrong.
they scaled it all back. You know, you lose Neymar to Puma, you lose Harry Kane, you know, all these other people. And then they've clearly redressed that. They've gone, oh, shit, you know, we need to sort this. We're going to double down on the French national team and the Brazilian national team and sort it all out and kind of do kind of all these bits. Still not to the level that Adidas is. But is this them going, oh, we need to go back to consumer? Oh, how do we redress this? But cutting people from the sneakers app feels like the complete opposite way you do it. Surely you put money into the sneakers app and into the content to then connect back with the consumer and try and drive people to stores again. So I don't understand if your business plan is, like, say, you've got to come through us, you've got to come through Nike to get the product that you want. Why are you then stripping back one of the methods to do that? I just don't get it.
Yeah, but Scott, didn't they do a U-turn and thought, okay, let's bring back the retailers? So I think maybe that's why they've cut out that part of how they sell shoes in terms of sneakers. I don't think it will be completely dead, but I think, like you said, the community things like the events and the storytelling behind the scenes, I think that's probably going to be very minimal, if not dead. Because, bro, I can't lie, I can't remember the last time I actually used the app, but ever so often, I want to see the little Palace story with the 95 or the neons coming back and behind the scenes, why they're doing it with a big bubble, like all these little things. But in terms of buying shoes, 9 times out of 10, it's just for the sake of it. Like, just like like Prozech said, it's toxic. So it's just like, I'm just going to see what happens, you know?
There used to be, I mean, whether people remember, but like Nike used to have projects where they would have like Nike by You pairs designed by, and it would be someone from the community. So if I know, for example, like As, I know that she kind of, I'm pretty sure she had a pair. Was it Official Sneaker Speaker? Pretty sure he had a pair.
London Link, those 90s.
You know, there's been so many people that kind of did different pairs, and it was very much community driven. And I know this is obviously an Offspring thing rather than an Adidas thing, but it is also driven by Adidas. Is that, you know, for their campaigns around all their ZX this year, it's all different people from the community, from the Adidas community that they're bringing in to do these pairs. They've got Danny from the Annex doing all of the reviews that go onto the Offspring website in association with Adidas to like they kind of get in that community feel, and it feels like the sneakers app is such a powerful tool for them to be able to do that and trump everybody in that sense. Like, and it feels weird that they're pulling back on it. So I think it's going to be a case of let's wait and see what happens. Because and it also, I know it wasn't the most effective tool, but like you did get pairs through sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
If what she's saying is true, where there was 100 million people for 5k worth of stock, like how do you mitigate that? Like kind of as an organization, as a because we've seen with other drops through other websites, they do it way worse than sneakers have done it. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes. But like I said, I think it is going to be a bit of a wait and see on that one. But yeah, I think on that we'll move on to our second segment. I think we'll move on to Triple Up, Triple Down, where we're going to look at the upcoming releases for the next week. Picks, look at Triple Up, something we like, Triple Down, something we dislike, and a sleeper pick, something we think is going to get a little bit lost amongst the hype. It was meant to be Erkin this week, but seeing as he's sunning himself in Spain, we've skipped him. So he's put his feet up. We'll let him continue his holiday in peace. And this week, it's over to Prozech. So on that, I'll pass over to Prozech for Triple Up, Triple Down.
Yes. Triple up, triple down. All right, let's get into this. So this week, we are the triple up that we have for this week is, I think personally, I love this shoe. I think it's an amazing shoe. I think in other weeks this may be a bit of a sleeper, but like it shouldn't be because it is just that damn good. So I'm talking about the Air Jordan 1 low OG band, which should be releasing on the 16th of May at £145. You can probably get that directly from the Nike Sneakers app and other retailers. But I mean, a lot of us listening to this will know the story of the band or the bread colorway on the Jordan 1s. Storied Jordan 1. It's got the X symbol at the back. Funnily enough, obviously, for a lot of us that will know the true story, the whole band colorway, the whole band shoe wasn't actually a Jordan 1. It's closely associated with the Jordan 1, but it's actually an airship. But I mean, let's do it for the gram. Let's talk about the Jordan 1. Let's talk about the Jordan 1. Because the Jordan 1 legitimately, the Jordan, it's easier. The Jordan 1 is a classic. And in terms of the bread colorway, probably does it better than pretty much anyone else. Closely associated or closely followed probably by the 11s, and probably there's probably others that I'm forgetting, but yeah, there's a few decent breads out there. But yeah, I love this shoe. It's gonna go under the radar for a lot of people, but we're putting it in as the tripled up. So what you saying, lads?
I don't know, man. I like, obviously it's an elite colorway, it's legendary, it's iconic, but I think it's going to go down the same way the Chicago Lows did. You know, like as much as I rate the colorway, I rate the shoe, the cut of it and everything, Jordan 1 Lows having a great moment, let's be honest, but I can see these going on sale, man, same way. You know, that's what's mad. Not to say it's not a tripled up, because it definitely is for this week. But yeah, I do like what they've done with it though, like the X on the back, you know, the little bits with the box as well. The box looks cool, but yeah, I think they need to change the record with the band stuff, because it was the airships, you know, like it's getting annoying now. But yeah, still clean, man. Still clean. I mean, for the
Super
price as
clean.
well, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, at 145 is a little bit of a no-brainer. What you say, Scotty?
Yeah, I mean, good shoe. I've seen some people get some early pairs in hand and saying how good they are. But we said that about the Chicagos as well, and I completely agree with Erkin. I think these probably will go in the sale. But again, this is where, I mean, from a Jordan point of view and from kind of my taste, I find it difficult with lows, and I'm sure you might as well, Prozech. Like us with our bigger feet, like they can make our feet look long. If depending on the shoe, it's like Converse, like All Stars. A Chuck Low makes just clown feet. Give me a high, and you can just about get away with it. But yeah, I'm just getting a bit bored of let's just get an OG colorway and shove it on another model. And I know it's a Jordan 1 low. I know they are having a moment. People love them, but yeah, cool. Like these, I wouldn't. These, there's so much else, and I think we've said this. There's so much coming this month. This is one that a lot of people can turn a blind eye to quite easily. But I do agree. I think this week it's one of the better pairs.
Sorry, mate. Do you think it's too soon as well because of the highs with last year?
Oh yeah, they're just bombing it. But I think what they've seen is everyone's loving lows. We're going to push lows. Every colorway under the sun. We've had Obsidians. We've had UNCs. We've had Shattered Backboards. We've had, Chicago's. We've had Rookie of the Years. We've had, you name it. Any good colorway that's ever come in a Jordan 1, they've put in a low in the past couple of years, which people will love. Sorry, Aussie Damo. I know you love a low. But yeah, there's been some incredible lows. Some of the Chinese New Year's pairs, some of the collaboration pairs have been fantastic. But I think, yeah, I'm just a bit bored of, and it's just Nike all over in it. Like, we're just going to bring out a classic colorway and shove it on something and hope for the best. It's just a bit boring. I'm just not, like I say, at the moment, with what we know is coming, it needs to be something pretty good to kind of, make me part with my dosh.
It's fair play, man. Because I think if we'd have done, when we do this for the following week, there's going to be a lot of, the levels are going to show quite quickly.
The final week of May, it's going to be triple up, triple up, triple up, triple up, triple up, sleep, triple up.
This pales in comparison to what's coming in this month. This is a monster month, but it's just maybe not this particular week. I'm going to move on to the triple down. So the triple down this week, this is some random wild shit. It's the Air Jordan 3, which is obviously a silhouette that we all know and love, but it's the Air Jordan 3 OG Brazil, which is rumored to be dropping on the 16th of May. Fucking see. Yeah, possibly around £190. Now, for those that are listening and maybe haven't had the opportunity to see what this shoe looks like, I'll try and describe it. Obviously, it's a classic Air Jordan 3. It's a gum outsole. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up. It's a gum outsole. It's a varsity gold, sort of midsole, with the air unit. Air unit just looked like a standard sort of air unit. Then you've got sort of a navy blue. And the back of the shoe is navy blue with a hit of green. Then you've got sort of a royal blue, which is akin to sort of the Brazil away kit. And then you've got a little playful burst of pink around the collar of the shoe. Ask me why there's pink on the shoe. No association with Brazil whatsoever. But just for vibes, we'll throw a little bit of pink in there, not to keep it on theme or anything. So yeah, that's the shoe. Struggling to understand the reason why. Struggling to understand, apart from the fact that there is a World Cup coming and they wanted to announce their relationship with Jordan Brand and the Brazil team. And I know they've done some marketing bits and pieces along those lines. But Other than that, the reason why it's the three, the reason why Brazil and Jordan Brown are linking up in this fashion, nobody's really around to give any sort of background or to add any context to the reason why this shoe is even a thing. So there it is. And it, as I said, it's probably going to be about £190 plus in a World Cup year. So yeah, Yoga Benito. Tell me what you think, guys.
So I guess a little bit is, so they did a Brazil pack on the Jordan 6 back in 2014, where Brazil hosted the World Cup. So they did a little bit there because they were still the kind of sponsor. And I can only imagine, like I say, there is speak that they are seeing what's happening in the world of football, realizing they've fallen quite far behind, and are really trying to double down on their football teams. Hence why I think you've got an England Air Max 95, and you've got a Brazil Jordan 3. I think it's just let's do it, and it's football. We've got the World Cup coming up. Everyone loves Brazil. They're in a reasonably good spot. Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty garish. Like,
my question is, and I get everything that you said, why does it look so terrible?
Why the pink though, bro? Like, what has pink got to do with anything?
Like, why?
Makes the boys wink.
Like, the color blocking on this shoe is crazy work, man. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, gold and royal blue, completely understand. Pink, even the green obviously we understand as well as part of their flag colors, but like pink, and then like, just why? And why is there two shades of blue? I didn't know that Brazil played in navy.
It's weird. What's throwing me off?
I have no answers.
What's throwing me off is that midsole, like that yellow.
Yeah,
number one. I can't say the word, but the number one, is the color.
But the thing is, I get that because they're calling that varsity maize, which in other places they would basically call that's like gold.
Piss yellow,
right?
Yeah, basically, Scott. I didn't want to say that, but you said it.
That's what you said, right? But it kind of makes sense because, I mean, it's not gold, obviously, but I mean, it evokes that kind of feeling, and they play in yellow, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's understandable.
It would have been better if it was a yellow upper.
Yeah,
like do a yellow
it's
upper
Brazil,
with green.
bro. And this is the thing.
This is Brazil.
This is actually this is Brazil. This is Brazil, broski. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You've made a Brazil Jordan 3, which focuses on their second kit, as opposed to their iconic gold kit.
Yeah,
you've literally put gold on the bottom and put pink. Pink is more prominent on the upper of this shoe than gold is.
It makes no sense, man. The only grace is that mini Nike swoosh. That's a
nice little touch. That's a nice little touch. Even on the background. But the thing is, if you'd have flipped that and had a yellow with the blue, right, and maybe and you've got the little bits of green in there, that would, and then you have the outsole maybe as blue if you really want to give it a little bit more, a little bit of prominence. Like, are you sure this is definitely coming out? But they did in agreement. This shoe is definitely.
They did the kits they did the Jordan kits as well. There was like the promo images of Ronaldinho on the plane in the blue, like long sleeve, and I'm assuming it just all links in. It's just they've gone for it. I don't know why. Like I say, the kit is yellow and green. That's the kit. That's the one you go for.
That's the one. When we think of Brazil, that's the one that comes straight to our minds. Like, we can't even there's very few Brazil matches where they're wearing blue and they've had like a sort of iconic results or whatever. All the ones that come to mind are they're wearing gold. They're wearing gold and green.
It should be gold, green, and then on the tongue they just need to have like a little black, like dome on the top of it for R9's haircut. That's what they need. That's what when I think of Brazil, I think of that kit with R9, like final Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, Cafu, you know, that's the team. And yeah, you've gone blue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Madness.
It's
madness.
And the pink.
The pinkness, the pink is literally nobody
fun,
can't,
isn't it?
Nobody can't tell me that's just vibes. That doesn't make any sense, mate. We need to think of some names.
You know what? I reckon they, out of the 30% of people that lost their job, the person that probably designed this has probably kept it, which is sad.
For real.
Yeah, Pierre.
Don't wish anyone to lose their job.
I was gonna say it's not Pierre though. It can't be Pierre. It needs to be. It needs to be Rafael. It needs to be
Piero.
It needs to be Rafael. Cause bro, this don't make no sense. Rafael. You get me? Like I'm saying, like somebody was there. You get me, man? And they were playing games. Are you telling me with all the different permutations, all the different color blocking styles, and the different ways we could put these colors together, that this is the one that made it through 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds of product testing and was like, you know what, guys, I think we got it. I
promise you this as well. There was probably not a single
in charge of soccer things.
I was going to say there's probably not a single Brazilian that's worked on this shoe.
Oh my days!
That's what makes it even worse, bro.
Do you in the opposite thing though? There was definitely a lot of English people that were involved in that 95 because that was
it's just the RDL. They just consulted with RDL.
They don't have voting today. Don't worry.
They just consulted with the RDL and said, "What would you like to see? What would you like to see on England shoe? It's English shoe for English people." Okay. Oh my days. Yeah, so I mean, obrigado to all of my Brazilian people. Like, bro, we love you, man, but this is not a good representation of your culture and what you've done in football for us in so many. Bro, like Dave, like this is a Jordan 3. This should be a big deal. But there you go. You get me? Let's go to the sleeper. So sleeper is this one, and I did have a certain member of the team, a certain member of the squad in mind when I picked this. On Friday the 15th, for £110, we have a Nike Air Force One low in paisley brown for the Paisley Prince. You get me? So we have got Scotty boy. We've got a shoe that has got your name on it, broski. But yeah, like we're talking like it should be like sort of luxe detailing, premium suede, baroque brown style with a load of sort of paisley embroidery all over the shoe. Very, very ornate, very, very cool. Like it is a lot of sort of, I don't know what those things officially called, but a lot of those little teardrop type swooshy things that are on the shoe. And it's a very, very nice sort of monochrome in that baroque brown, which is really cool. Just the fact that, I mean, we are working our way into the summer, so maybe timing of it isn't the best. I could really see this banging in the autumn, but I mean, at £110, not a bad look whatsoever. Decent price point, and it looks like a real premium shoe. So yeah, let's go to Scotty for this one. What are you saying, man?
It's just bad timing for me, this one, and it's a bad
because
month
of just
for these to come.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
But the thing is, I'm kind of sat there hoping that they might hit the sale, but I know they're not going to, because they released the sale pair a couple of months ago, and the sale pair sold out immediately. And apparently it was meant to hit stores. And I went into, it might have been a JD, and they were like, nah, gone immediately. Like a couple of days and they were gone. So yeah, clearly other people like Paisley as well. So yes, rather annoying. But I know they did some Air Forces a couple of years ago where it was like I said triple white, but it was white, and then they had like a paisley coloured swoosh. And again, they were really hard to get hold of. There was the odd pair knocking around in like size and stuff, but nothing major. Because I tried to get a pair for Verity at the time. But so yeah, like I say, it's pretty simple. It's not the best paisley pair I've seen, but it's nice, it's simple, and like I say, but it'd probably be better at a different time of year. But yeah, lovely, easy, and like I say, probably one that won't be hitting most people's radars. So yes, a definite sleeper pick for this week.
Yeah, it's clean, man. It's clean. It's giving me Travis vibes, you know, sort of cowboy, obviously paisley, even a colorway, you know, all brown. The toe box is making me think, oh, these aren't in a crease, which is obviously a big bonus with Air Force
it looks
Ones.
pretty thick. It looks pretty sturdy.
Yeah. And I think Air Force Ones are slowly becoming more mainstream again. I know it's always been the GOAT in terms of record sales and the biggest and most sold Nike shoe, but in terms of colorways coming out, obviously the Negos recently, Central C having a moment with a couple Air Forces Ds, you know, a couple nice GRs. Yeah, Air Forces are looking like they're in a good space again, man. But yeah, defo a sleeper because, like we've said, a lot coming out that are like hype, you know. But yeah, it's great.
I know you just said about a bit it is very Travisy, and you mentioned Cowboy. My favourite shoe with paisley on, Cowboy 95s. The denim pair with the paisley, and they obviously they had the 98 as well. Oh, so good. What was really annoying is I remember when they came out and resell on them was minimal, and I could have got them real cheap, and I was like, nah, I'll get them another time. And I checked resell on them not that long ago, and they've gone up a little bit.
It's always the case, isn't it? Honestly.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but nah, yeah, good pair.
Good stuff. And lastly, we will have a quick look at our steal of the week. Steal of the week. Okay, so this week we have our steal coming from our good friends over at Offspring. Shout out to the guys over at Offspring. This week we have the Jordan 10. Now, a lot of us listening to this will sort of have our own particular Jordan numbers, and maybe the Jordan 10 isn't top of everyone's list, but it's a pretty decent shoe. You definitely got shades of the 11 you can see in the silhouette, and a little bit of the 6 in there, and there's little bits and pieces from certain silhouettes in sort of the pantheon of Jordan numbers. It's not a bad shoe. It's not a bad shoe whatsoever. This is in the charred gray and true red and black colorway. Very easy on the eye in terms of be definitely quite an easy shoe to wear. Slightly darker in color, so skewing a little bit towards the darker side, but it's still a very, very cool shoe with a nice pop of red at the back of the shoe with the Jumpman. But predominantly sort of a gray and black upper, so real sort of a real decent looking shoe. Down from £185 to £105. That's a 43% saving, and they have a full size run all the way from a size 6 up to a size 12 available on their website. Once again, that is a 43% saving on that shoe, so representing some decent savings there. And if you haven't got a Jordan, maybe you haven't got a Jordan 10, this might be a decent place to start. So yeah, guys, what you talking? What you saying on this one?
Yeah, not bad at all, man. I mean, never really been a 10 guy. Obviously the 11s for me, probably as far as it goes, but the 10, I've always said it depends on the colorway if it was ever going to tempt me, and I think this might be up there, especially like you said, for the price, almost half price as well. I feel like 10s have always been made well though as well, so this might be even more tempting. But yeah, no brainer, man. If you're into 10s, if you've been waiting for a colorway to just beat up and get dirty and whatever and not care too much about, then this might be the one to go for.
yeah, Jordan 10 isn't the worst one on my list. Weirdly, it's not bad, and there's been some nice colorways, nice collaborations on them, and weirdly, they kind of, I know they are a basketball shoe, but they're high enough on the list that you could probably get away with wearing these, and people not think it's a basketball shoe, which is weird. Like when you get to like an 11, I know 11s are iconic, but they do look like a basketball shoe. Like they look a bit more techy and a little bit more okay. But a 10, like you could wear that, and to be honest, depending on the angle, I think people just think it's some sort of boot rather than a basketball shoe. So
I reckon they've got they look very similar. You know those boots that security guards wear? Like there's like a standard sort of boot
Magnums.
Magnums,
yeah.
Bro, the front of that shoe, like definitely the toe box and the upper of that shoe definitely give me that vibe. Like, and it's a go-to for a lot of them, man. So like, gotta be a reason, man. And it's not a bad, respectfully, it's not a bad looking shoe. Like, it's a decent looking shoe. Like, there's enough lot of suede and leather on the shoe for it to make sense. And yeah, it just looks like a decent shoe, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. Looks good.
All right, lads. With that being said, that brings us to an end of Triple Up, Triple Down, and passing back to Scotty.
Back to me to wrap it all up, because Erkin through this episode has been in the sun, he's been chilling, he's been at a rave at one point. There was strobe lights going off. Someone was trying to climb out the window, it looked like at one point. So yeah, I think we need to let the man go and party, because you can see him, he's itching.
He wants to have it. Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I've been having a lot of passive smoke because I think next door neighbour's balcony had a bit of the wacky backy, so my eyes are just like squinting, bro. I don't know what's
your
going
pupils are, look at
bro. Oh, man. It's been a good holiday, bro.
Oh dear. Bad. Well, on that, we'll wrap up this week's episode. So thank you for listening and watching to this week's episode of the Triple Up Podcast. If you like this episode, please give it a 5-star rating and review. Please give it a comment. Put it out there. I might put out a question post this week as well to try and get some questions from people to answer for next week. You can find me at _sneakerteacher on Instagram. Erkin, where can they find you when you're not on holiday?
On Instagram at Erkin Hassan, of course, Life of a Broski on YouTube. I just want to say, obviously, thank you guys for accommodating. Back to normal scheduling next week, hopefully. Hopefully we've done Tottenham a favour. I don't want to say it, but by then, might be in a better place.
It might be wrapped up. Prozech. Yeah, we might. It might all be wrapped up, man. Let's hope so.
Hopefully, bro. Hopefully.
So look, either way, one of you is going to be crying.
Listen,
that doesn't have to be true, Scotty. It's not all or nothing.
Oh, he's a hater, man. He's such a hater, honestly. Proper hater. It's all good.
Just saying. Prozech, where are you?
Where am I? Where am I? I can be found on social media, PROZECH, on all forms of social media. So everywhere you see that, it's usually going to be me. I appreciate everyone for support. Just hit 16K on Instagram. Which has been
smashed it, bro.
Which has been a slog, but I really do appreciate the support and the love. You get me, man. So yeah, thank you very much for all the support and that. Obviously, Kicks Chronicles still cooking away in the background, taking a hiatus, but we've got over 150 episodes, so feel free if you like that sort of thing. And yeah, man, back to you, Scotty.
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening and watching, and we shall catch you next time. So on that, peace, Manuson.
Peace.
Peace, Manuson.